The Ohio State Buckeyes are number one because they beat the Wolverines to death with their nuts. Those Columbus boys are tearing booty through their schedule like Achilles did in the Illiad, Book 21, slaughtering the Trojans because the goddess Athena only gives out that Aristeia tattooed on my left forearm. For every time that you go into battle, willing to fight and die valiantly on the battlefield, there's no guarantee you get it. Anybody remember Purdue? Because I do. For this I pray every day, dear goddess, see me as you see Ohio State, bring me thine entity, amen. LSU is number two because the Bayou Bengals' discovery of the forward pass has them like the caveman who has made fire. I have made fire! He doesn't use it to cook though, or maybe he does, but we know that he uses it to commit acts of gross arson and torch his enemies in the air, if you're LSU. Problem is, the LSU defense is as bendy-near-breakable as we've seen in the playoffs, well, since Oklahoma last year. Clemson is number three because they won their last 7 straight by 30 or more and given up no more than 20 points in any game. Matter of fact, Clemson has held its last 3 Power 5 opponents to just 16 points combined in the last 12 quarters. But RJ, they gave up 14 to FCS Wofford and 10 to Charlotte, to which I say 45, 45, 59, 59, 55, 52, 38. Those aren't the winning lotto numbers. Those are the point totals the Death Valley Kitty Cats are dropping on their opponents. But RJ, anybody can go undefeated and drop Madden numbers against that weak sauce schedule, to which I say 27. That's how many consecutive games the defending national champs have won dating back to their 15-0 season a year ago. That's not weak sauce, that's the sauce, like log cabin on your pancakes. See, y'all are the reason Dabo Swinney is crying about a conspiracy that isn't. Virginia, I'm sorry. You're about to get worked harder than your founder, Thomas Jefferson, dancing in Hamilton. And now we get to Georgia at number 4, and the work of this 13-member Continental Congress we call a College Football Playoff Selection Committee truly begins. Never mind that Georgia is a de facto play-in in a de facto play-in game against LSU on Saturday. Georgia's sitting at the biggest of big boy tables this week and first among we one-loss beggars because they have beaten a Florida and a Notre Dame team most agree is decent and whipped the Iron Bowl champs. But that loss to 4-8 South Carolina sticks out like King George in a pair of red hot heels. And that is your Kelly Pickler reference for today. The Utah Utes at number 5 makes as much sense as bringing a knife to a pistol duel, unless you're going to use it to shank them before you actually got to fight, which the committee might set you up to do. Their best wins are to 7-5 Washington and 7-5 Arizona State, teams so bad they made coaching changes. And then there's that loss to 8-4 USC, who is not so mysteriously ranked inside the top 25 to justify Utah in the top 5. Never mind, Utah's defense got torched by a 4th-string quarterback for 351 through the air, and Michael Pittman caught 10 passes for 232 yards in the Utes' only beating. But RJ, Utah didn't even have the services of Zach Moss. When Moss starts playing like Miles Jack and goes both ways, I'll hear that excuse. But since Moss doesn't play defense, you can sit right back down, child. Utah's last chance at a ranked win comes Friday night against an Oregon team that got beat down by a true freshman quarterback and the mystical powers of a Sun Devil. Which brings us to number 6, Oklahoma, and number 7, Baylor, who will need to play sharp, play fast, and play to win by a ton. This is like being asked to throw a Yurchenko half-on with 2 twists against Simone Biles on vault. That's a hard-as-hell move, and it's called Biles, the Biles. If you're charged up enough to hit Simone with her move, I've got this World War I version of Ares over here for you to vanquish. But that's what it's gonna take because Baylor ain't getting anybody's respect, and it's not getting respect otherwise. A squeaker win against OU ain't gonna do it for you to get into the top 4, even if Georgia loses. For OU, quality wins against Baylor and Oklahoma State, and possibly Baylor again, ain't gonna outweigh UGA's against Auburn, Indy, Flo Rida, and the Bayou. But to quote my favorite Nike commercial in its entirety, here's what makes life so interesting. The theory of evolution claims only the strong shall survive. Maybe so. Maybe so. But the theory of competition says just because they're the strong doesn't mean they can't get their asses kicked. See, What every long shot come from behind underdog will tell you is this. The other guy may be the favorite. The odds may be stacked against you. Fair enough. But what the odds don't know is this isn't a math test. This is a completely different kind of test. One where passion has a funny way of trumping logic. So before you step to the starting line, before the whistle blows and the clock starts ticking, just remember out here, the results don't always add up. No matter what the stats may say, the experts may think, and the commentators may have predicted, when the race is on, all bets are off. Don't be surprised if someone decides to flip the script and take a pass on yelling uncle. And then suddenly, as the old saying goes, we got ourselves a game. Among some committees' top 25 and outside of it, 20 teams have earned the right to play for a championship this weekend. They have earned that right. Have yourself a game, boys. Have yourself a game. First Class Heat and Air LLC is a family-owned HVAC business owned and operated in Tulsa, Oklahoma. First Class Heat and Air LLC gladly services northeastern Oklahoma. Give my man Lee a call at 918-606-1537. That's First Class Heat and Air LLC. Give Lee a call, 918-606-1537. Tell him RJ sent you.